Life's the tongue that says they can't when they yeah. For she, for
As long as I get your blessing,
and I'm blessed with air and earth to breathe.
I will always live.
Should live.
Yes, yes, yes. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another edition of Reasoning Thursdays. Each and every Thursdays, right here on Powerhouse Radio, streaming live on Victorious 89.1 FM and also on YouTubesradio.com. So I just want to say big ups to each and everyone. Thank you all for joining us. If you're joining us via our website at www.dapowerhouseradio.com, want to say greetings to you. If you're joining us via the telephone lines at 667-930-9036, want to say greetings as well to you. If you're joining us via the Facebook or the YouTube, Instagram, or even TikTok, we would like to say greetings to you and welcome. If it's your first time joining us, want to say welcome, 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 and I'm hoping that it is not your last. We're asking each and every one to definitely participate. You could text in via private lines. You could text in via the Powerhouse WhatsApp. You can text in via all of the social media outlets. You can text in via our telephone lines at 706-955-2001 and through our Teams app. Yeah, so there's lots of ways that you can definitely text in, and I'm sure if you correspond with You Choose Radio, massive shouts go out to DJ VJ Smiles and Ross Dougal. They'll definitely get the messages on over to us as well in the studio. So just want to say big ups to each and every one. Blessings. Big ups to you, Don Minot says greetings to everyone. Greetings to you, Don. Blessings upon blessings, and thank you so much for joining us. Thank each and every one for joining us. Please also go over to our YouTube channel, like, subscribe, and get notified when we are on. We definitely, would love your participation in that. And if you can invite 20, 30 people to go on over to our YouTube channel and like, subscribe, that would be so fantabulously fabuloso if you can do that. Blessing to you, Harley V Rock on our TikTok app, City RN. Big shouts go out to you. Thank you all for joining us as well. I'm losing it. Big shouts to you. Just want to thank each and every one once again. I've got to go over to the Instagram page and say big shouts to all of the individuals as well on our Instagram page as well. Now, all the messages from Instagram, TikTok, they don't show up on the screen. So if we take a minute to get back to you all in regards to any of your comments or anything, please do understand that we have to switch over screens and so on to get to you all and your thoughts. But we most definitely appreciate you joining us and being a part of a Reasoning Thursdays. So before we go into the reasoning topics, we just want to go on and have our panel. We have Darespecta, we have Jai, Queen, Noni the Juice. Michelle's gonna be joining us via text today. But yeah, and yours truly, Lady D. Alrighty, so starting from the top, coming down, the Respecter, you want to say greetings? Oh, wait a minute, the Respecter, you muted. You need to mute yourself, sir. Go ahead.
Thank you for joining us once more. So appreciate it each and every Thursday. I hope you've been having a great day, great week. Hope it continues into the weekend.
All right, we got Jai up next there.
Hello. Happy Thursday.
We have Queen down at the bottom there.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for tuning in again. This is another series of the Reasoning Thursdays. Remember, don't forget to call your friends, call your neighbors, call your family members, and tell them to tune in. We're on now, remember, from 8 to 10 p.m.
Yes, definitely, definitely. We have the Noni the juice, full of the juice over here.
Welcome, welcome, everybody. Thanks so much for listening in on all those platforms: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and all the others. We welcome you tonight. We know you're going to enjoy it because we always got such great topics. Feel free to reach out, comment, respond, call in. Thanks again. Welcome, welcome to Reasoning Thursdays.
All right. All right, man. So we have a host of topics and you know what we have our panel that we didn't get to get together today. So if you all have anything you all want to reason on, then definitely let me know so that we can bring it on. But some of the reasoning topics I just wanted before is this one is not a reasoning topic, but I just want to bring this to the attention of the Georgia Massive and crew. There's some early voting going on. It started May the 13th. It's going to end June the 13th. We have voting that's going to be taking place June the 17th, and it is for your public commission, your public service commissioners, which is your PSCs. And those are that voting has to do with the same persons whom are setting the laws for electricity, for your water, for your gas, those things. So if you and this has been the since 2020, we haven't been able to vote on the PSCs, the public service commissioners. So I'm encouraging each and every one that if you have been unhappy in regards to your water bill, what's going on with the water, what's going on with your light, the rates that's happening, then this is a good time, folks, for you all to go on and make your voice be heard. Review, who is currently in these seats and get them out of those seats. It's a good time
Lady,
right now.
uh,
Yes.
who is which counties are doing this? Because sometimes when they have election, there's certain county at certain
But
time.
that's it's
Which
all counties.
county?
It's
All
all
counties?
counties. Yeah, because
Okay.
DCAB I've passed and I've saw these signs for voting at a lot of these libraries and stuff right now
Okay.
here in the area. So all the counties are doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And so you all, this is your time right now to go out and to vote and get some new people in there with some new
Mm-hmm.
ideas that can regulate things a lot better. All right. So it's a special election body that regulates utilities. All right. So it's a good time. I know I'm definitely going out there because I'm unhappy with the rates, especially with the gas rates that are going on and a lot of the
Mm-hmm.
light bill rates and even the water. I'm one of those disgruntled citizens right now with the utility company. So you are not going to get another chance for another, I think it's 4 to 6 years, they're saying, to vote again. So
Mm.
use the opportunity right now to go ahead and to vote. Go in and to vote for your public service commissioner. All right, let your voice be heard. Go read up on each one of them and find out, what are their proposals that they're coming with if they win and things like that. It's very important. All righty, folks. So that's for you, Georgia Massive. You all need to go on and get that done.
You
Okay.
damn shame, Lady D.
Say that again.
I said that's a crying shame. It's a damn shame
What?
that we have to take off from work and go vote for something that we shouldn't have to vote on. They have no decency. Doesn't matter who goes in there. I'm saying they're gonna still do the same thing. Jack it up. Bring it down 1 minute, jack it up the next minute.
Well,
They
I don't want to. I don't.
they're full of it.
I wouldn't want to think that
They're full
that
of it.
they're
I want
absolutely
to
not
lie.
going to do anything. I'm hoping that um a little change can come with the rates and how we're going to know. I mean,
Can I give you briefly?
sure. Yeah.
You know this. If you want to fence your yard, you have to call the county and get them to come out and draw a line of your property line. And they charge almost, I think, $600. But here's the trick. They say that 3 feet of the line between you and your neighbor belongs to the county.
3 feet from the curb. You have three
No,
feet from the curb that belongs to the county.
no, no. It's they 16 inches from the curb. As
Okay.
far as the property line itself is 3 feet. So
Uh-huh.
if I put up my fence, the neighbor put up their fence, it's gotta leave that 3 feet gap. My neighbor just paid $6 to have them come out and draw the line.
Hmm.
Why couldn't the
They,
county do the right things and just draw the line, seeing that they say 3 feet belongs to them?
do they draw the line, or do the surveyors, or whom you get to draw your line?
Whoever works for the county. Or if it's independent, they pay the people after charging us.
You shouldn't have to okay. I'm just gonna say this in my knowledge of it. Your experience is different, or your neighbor's experience is a little bit different. But my experience in this whole thing is that um, I got a surveyor to survey my land, and I have my surveyor diagram and everything. And yes, I did have to pay for that. Which my land in Jamaica, when I'm getting that surveyed, I have to pay for that too. So for me, it's just logical that I'm going to pay for it, my land being surveyed, so I know where my property lines end. And when I did that, land that I didn't even know was mine, I found out was mine. And they do have some stakes in the ground, but sometimes we don't take the time to really dig around and find them, but they have lines. But I know, and I think I'm correct with there being 3 feet, or like you said, 16 inches, or however you said, from the curb to your land. Now, I'm not gonna put a fence so far up anyway, because my fence is going to be closer to my home, and I fenced my entire yard, and I never called decab. I never called the county to assist me with doing that. I did my survey, and upon my survey, I did that so that I don't infringe on any of my neighbors' land. And then I did put up my fence all around my home. I'm not putting my fence so close to the curb, no how. So for me, I'm not. That's
Nobody does
just
that, lady.
my experience of it.
No, nobody does that. It
Okay.
stops at the house. I was just saying,
Hmm.
space between you and your neighbor. I can just follow that marker. I still have to let the county be precise on it. Neighbors are always fussing about that extra inch.
Oh, that's what I said. I didn't go through a county. I found me a surveyor, and I had a surveyor to come out and survey my property lines. And they gave me diagrams. I got my printouts and everything, and they marked the lines for you. With myself, they used a string and lined the lines up for me. So yeah.
But what about this though, man? It's not fair either way you look at it. Because if it belongs to the county and we're cutting that grass every freaking time, This was
So
here.
what would you say about paying for the light? I had to pay for that light pole outside there in front of my yard.
That's wrong.
I had to pay monthly for that.
I don't
I
know about
mean,
that either because we have a light
yeah,
pole.
that's I had to
We
pay.
don't
Yeah,
pay
I had to
for it.
pay for it. That light pole that was right in front of the house, I had to pay for it every month.
Okay. Okay. I honestly don't know about those things. Like I said,
Yeah,
I guess every area may be different
yeah, yeah,
because for myself, I have a light post and I'm very thankful for that light post to be there. And honestly, if I
yeah,
did have to pay for it, I would pay for it because of the light up and the safety of it for myself. What
yeah.
you
And
said
it's
as
not too
far
much.
as
It's like $17,
yeah,
something like
as
that for the
far
month,
as the
$20, something like that. Mm.
as far as the fencing and it being close to the home, I really don't know about that part. The respecter. I took you off mute. All right. So I just wanted to go on and give that update on the Georgia law that they are doing voting on June the 17th. So please go and register. And well, the registration was up on the 19th. So just go on out and vote. All righty. We're going to be reasoning on some of the topics. 400 sex offenders getting ready to be deported to Jamaica. We want to know your thoughts on that. We want to know your thoughts on Ibrahim Toure being denied access to Jamaica. We want to reason on that. We want to reason on we want to reason on voting. Oh, I just want to talk about it. We want just a small snippet reasoning on a Jamaican here in America that went and voted and now she's being deported. She was, I mean, crazy. So we want to touch that a little bit. We're just going to throw one and two things in there in regards to the polls in Jamaica with the PNP and the JLP, and possibly June, July, August, September, the voting. Let's see what Andrew picks up. Um,
Yeah.
and I want to throw in there Tory Lane's situation that's going on. We want to touch that for a little bit as well with the Tory Lane situation and the leaked tape that has came out on that. Um, we want to reason on definitely the prime minister, and there's an article that came out with um, trying to see what they're going to do, if they're going to prosecute again or not, um, in regards to some bank account and some conflict of interest with business. One of his business getting a government contract again. I must put that again in there. Okay. We want to reason a little bit about. Boy, we have some reasoning topics here. So what else do you pull? What else do you panels have for us to reason on?
Well, we have the pressure mounting on Peter Bounting and what's going on within the parties. Um, we have also the PNP party and JLP, Craig Oates, and Craig Oates joining JPU and the conflict that is causing also. And as you said, Lady D, we also talking about the law that needs to be enforced in Jamaica, the law for sexual abuse and what have you. Um, and also the judicial reform that is going on in Jamaica pertaining to also what is going on with the sex offenders and the 4,000 that is slated to land in Jamaica soon.
Yeah, and we definitely have to throw 47 in there. He's been he's been pardoning a couple of individuals that Boy, I'm telling you, he's pardoning some people here. So we're gonna see what's that all about. We're gonna reason on your thoughts on that as well. So numbers is 706-955-2001 to get us in the studio when we open up the lines for you to reason with us. So once again, we want to just say blessings to each and every one, all of the folks that are joining in via all of the social media. Blessings to you all. And yeah, let's dive right in it. Let's dive right in it. So let's hit this. You want to hit the part? You want to hit the Tory Lanes first? You all want to hit the pardon in first, or I could give some more updates on a couple of stuff. How about that? And then we reason in. They have the judge has voted for 1,400 federal teachers, workers from the education department to be reinstated. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's a good thing. We
Yeah.
definitely, so let's see if he complies because that's one of the big things about that. Also, there's something that I wanted to take us off track after. There's two things he wanted to do to take us off track, but that's after we get down to the nitty gritty. One
Mm-hmm.
about we want to talk about R&B music.
Mm-hmm.
We want to talk about some R&B music. So we're gonna reason on that a little bit. All right. Another highlight info. They're saying if you eat at Longhorn, Denny's, Olive Gardens, Outback, it's alleged that they get their meat from Hullabuck Farm, which has a lot of GMO and feeds, and it's illegal in a lot of places, but here in America, I guess it's not illegal and it's full of GMO. So they're letting us know the not to eat it, not to eat from those places. And they're telling you to go to Hullabuck Farm on Google it, and it would tell you what and what. But that's the only place that they um, get their items from because it has to be inserted with the IGFI um,
Mm-hmm.
drug, which is what they're saying is making the chickens and all of these things huge. Okay,
Pattern.
so
Yeah.
yeah, fatten. When you see them huge, real big chicken, that's because they inserting them with stuff, and you need to stay away from them. Alrighty, so
And
we
that's something that's been going on for a long time,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And
very
also
long.
another one here, Google is listening to your conversations, and we're going to tell you how to get rid of that. Go to the data and privacy on your phone, go to the history, then look at the web and activity and hit pause. All righty, and that will eliminate them from listening to your conversations. So I'm just throwing out some things here, okay, for you all.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely want to talk about. We're going to reason on that one. The big beautiful bill. Okay, we got that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just seeing that on my notes here. The big beautiful
Yeah.
bill, and we need to just reason a little bit about one of the page 544, section 70302. We want to
Mm.
talk about that a little bit. Um,
And we have another throwing lady with the travel advisory in Jamaica. It was downgraded. So
okay,
that's for them people who traveling scared.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're gonna downgrade it. All right, but
Well, I told you we're gonna talk about it. The crime rate's supposed to be down.
okay, so
Yeah.
that's good. That's good. Alrighty, so
Yeah.
I know the respect to you kind of unmuted because you wanted to hit it first. So what did you want to hit, the respecter?
I was just saying, we gotta talk that should women give men money?
Oh yeah, the respect. Let's throw that one in there first. Let's throw that in.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh, that's a. Oh, we could do that last. Woman giving man money. That's is that going to be a
Mhm.
big discussion, or that's going to be like something real quick, the respecter? What do you think?
That's really for the young ladies on the panel.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Okay, okay. Well, I guess we have two fun topics. Three three
Yep.
fun topics that we're gonna reason on. Okay. So
Mhm.
let's get the serious business out the way. And then let's go on to the fun topics. How about that? So 400 sex offenders is getting ready to be deported to Jamaica. Want to know what's the holdup with this sex reg?
4,000.
4,000. I said 400. 4,000 sex offenders is getting ready to be deported to Jamaica. Your thoughts on that with Jamaica registry and reform with all the missings that are going on right now? I mean, like, what's going on? Blessings to you, Myra. Big ups to you. Myra says, blessings to
Good
all.
night, Myra.
All right.
Blessings,
What's the
Myra.
what's y'all thought on the 4,000 sex offenders in Jamaica right now with all of these missing kids? They just had a child that was raped and unalived and all of these things. I mean, like,
Mhm.
what
Mhm.
exactly is the government of Jamaica doing to?
And that would fall under the topic of reform, the judicial reform
Well, just go
in
on, dive in
Jamaica.
it, dive in it. Let's just knock out
Right.
Jamaica, and then we get to the Trumpster, and then we get to the fun stuff. How about that?
All right.
Go
What's
ahead.
going on is that Jamaica is now starting a bill where whereas they want to install a system for child abusers, cruelty to children, missing children, things of that nature. What happened? It stemmed from the little girl, the 9-year-old little girl that was she was molested, she was beaten, she was chopped up and stuffed in a box. So because of that, the Prime Minister Andrew Holness, he came out and he acknowledged that they do need to start a bill where there is a system of when someone goes on when someone do a crime and they get reformed. So here it's like we have that system where when you have to the probation officer, you have to report to a probation officer. Well, they want to install that system in Jamaica, but not just that, but they also want to do a registry for sex offenders. um they're talking about it because there's a lot of times that people, even though they were charged and they were arrested, they were not convicted. And because they were not convicted, evidently it seemed like the reform system they have, these people are not monitored, and these people get away with whatever crime that they do, and they go out and commit the same crime again because this young man had done crime like that before. And if that system was in, then maybe it would not have happened. Okay. So the government, because Andrew Holness got involved in this, they are the Congress, the not Congress, the representative. They are coming up with this bill. Um, Now they're also saying that if this is not taken care of, then those when those 4,000 influx come in, then they won't have anything to govern these people. And they could have been sex offenders from coming from abroad, and they have no sort of tracking system on them. So they are instituting this now in Jamaica, and it's called reforming the Jamaican judicial system.
All right. Well, I'm hoping that that does go through. I'm
I
really hoping
agree.
that that goes through.
Yeah, they're fighting for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even here in the US, the folks, who migrated abroad, they are really, really pushing for this to take place. Because too many children are missing. and unaccounted for.
Okay.
I can see the need for it. I think it should be done because they do have it set up here in the US and it does work. I mean, you can look that up, look them up online. So definitely that tracking
Yeah.
system to be set up
Hmm.
is vital. So I
And
agree with it.
also for the public to know about it. They want it to be where it's broadcast and people know about it. While they're keeping track of you. Just like here, where we can go on the registry and find
Yes.
out, who is who. Yeah, that's what they're trying to initiate down there.
Okay. Well, I'm hoping that that definitely, most definitely take place. It's long overdue. It shouldn't even be a question about that right now.
Right.
It should
Hmm.
it definitely shouldn't even be a question. That's something that just should take place, period. And
Yeah.
Jamaica too slacking. We need to stop slacking on things that is very, very important, such as that. We need
Yes,
to stop
yes.
slacking on
And
on the
and that's what they're saying. They're saying the judicial system is so weak down there that these things happen. They even talk about how many crimes where you hear about this crime this week and 2 weeks after you don't hear anything else about it. There's a lot of cover up, a lot of bribery that goes on down there. And the more money you have, is the easier for you to get away with crime. So the whole system needs to be changed. The whole judicial system, not just the child abuse, but also the whole system needs to be changed. There's no accountability, and that needs to be changed.
yeah, definitely.
Like you said, with
Definitely.
the 4,000 deportation, that's a wake up call
Mhm.
for
Yeah.
them to get in gear.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm.
definitely.
Mhm.
To getting here.
Mhm.
Too many children is going missing and stuff happening to
Yeah.
these kids that shouldn't be happening. You know.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Praying that that goes through. So come on, Mr. Andrew, let's see what you're doing
That's it. Because
and
4,000, that's a lot of people. That's
that's
a lot of
Yeah.
changes.
man. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, Jamaica's getting overflux with all of the deportees that are being sent back home. You know what I would also like to see, and I've been saying it for years, and I'm going to continue to say it, is that persons whom came over here in America, and I know I'm just talking to be talking, but I think that it's something that really, really Jamaica government should implement or bargain with anyone that is sending back citizens. Well, people that were citizens, let's say, yeah. So I feel that if you came to America or to England or to any of these countries, if you went to those countries below the age of 16, I don't feel that these countries should accept these children, these persons back into the country. The reason why I say that is because of this. If I came here at the age of 3 and now I'm 20 or 18 or 40 and I've been living here in America all my life, where
Mhm.
did I learn these criminal behaviors? Did I learn
Right.
criminal behaviors,
Over here.
Jamaica?
Right.
Okay, you see what I'm saying? Where did I learn
Yeah.
Yeah.
criminal behaviors? Did I learn it in England? Did I learn it in Canada? Did I learn it in America? Because I didn't grow up in Jamaica. So
Mhm.
therefore, I didn't learn these things in Jamaica. So why is Jamaica allowing for persons to be brought back into the country that didn't teach them these things or they weren't exposed to these things in that country, and now you're sending them back to that country to wreak havoc on a country. I think that all, especially all of the third world countries, should ban and says no. They
And
are
there's a lot
our
of countries
children.
that's doing that, lady. There's a lot of countries that's refusing.
Yeah.
these deportees, but they're being penalized. You see what I'm saying?
Well,
So again, they're being penalized with tariff and with fines and all of that stuff, because they won't accept them. That's what had happened with, was it Venezuela, one of those countries, and they were turning them back, and what happened? They
that's
end up having to accept it, and now they're housing deportees now
I
that don't even
disagree.
belong to their country.
I disagree.
okay. Go
I
ahead.
feel like there's crime everywhere.
Mhm.
No matter what country you're in. There's gangs everywhere, no matter where the gang is. And you came to a different country for a better life. And it's not to say, okay, granted, I understand you may have learned certain behaviors where you were, but at the end of the day, whether you want to swallow it or not, it was a luxury for you in a sense because you're not from there. So I feel like do your time, take accountability for what you've done, and then if they are no longer willing to welcome you here, again, you're not from here, you have to go home. And it's not to say wreak havoc on them either, because when you really think about it, again, crime is everywhere. So if they're gonna make that choice to go down there and join the gang again, and then blame it on a, and let me not say blame because that's a bad term, and I don't mean it in that manner, but associated to even circumstances, no offense, but you were barely making it here and you're going down there, it just looks different, but it's the same situation. And again, I feel like it's a choice. You kind of you choose you chose, or whether you feel like whatever your circumstances was, you that was the only choice you could make. I get it, but you also have to take accountability for what may come after that. So if that means maybe I have to take away this luxury of you just knowing this end of this ghetto, and you end up in another your home base country and you're back in the ghetto, in hindsight, or you're still at the same square you were before, it's just in a different place.
I kind of disagree. But before I disagree, let me read Don Minot sent in. Minister from Kingston, Jamaica, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Senator Kamina Johnson Smith says that approximately 25,000 Jamaicans have been confirmed for deportation from the United States. Kingston, Jamaica. Alrighty, so yeah, he's and that was whom have already done, I feel, whom have already been deported back to Jamaica,
and,
but they
and
have
not just
another
that, that's America.
4,500.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have
Remember,
another
you have other
4,500.
countries that's deporting too.
Yeah, they have another 4,500 that is scheduled as well,
Hmm.
along
Yeah.
with 4,000 of them allegedly
Hmm.
are sex offenders.
Yeah.
And to just
But
finish my thought, I was also going to say, I do see what you're saying, but then I also think about situations like when you're going through customs in another country. I have a brother who they didn't even get into a real argument in customs, and they walked him right back to the gates to do what? Kick him out their country. If you're not
Yeah,
liking something,
but they're kicking him out of their country and sending him back to America, the country where he was born and raised. He was raised there in America. So I'm looking at individuals who were basically, yeah, they were born there, but they um oh, Don said 107 deportees arrived in Jamaica today. Oh boy.
mm,
So, but what I'm looking at, Jai, is that you are in a country where you have raids. You have some with that. Why are they keeping all the good people and sending the bad and sending persons whom are offenders? It's just like you're saying, okay, I'm a product of my environment. So the environment that I've been exposed to here, I'm a product of it. I'm
And
not.
I'm
Mhm.
sorry, I didn't understand. I didn't hear that part in the beginning. I thought you were just referencing like even the people who are going down now, the 4,000 men. So I didn't hear that portion of it. And
Yeah,
like I said, I agree to an extent. I know if it's all you know, you might not even have family out there.
yeah.
Um,
And
but
once again, Jai, I'm talking about persons maybe like 16 and under, 15 and under. They came here when they were children, babies. So the exposure that they got was the exposure in the environment that they were in. You follow? It's just like if, okay, if I'm 15 and up and I'm in Jamaica and I'm committing crime and I'm doing whatever. First of all, if you get caught doing a crime anyway in Jamaica, you can't come to America. You understand, if you have a police record or anything like that. So what I'm saying is, if you're more impressionable, so if I come here and I'm 15 and I commit a crime, heck yeah, you need to deport them back to their country because they're a product of their environment. But if they came here when they were 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, they were raised in the school system. They were, they learned everything that they learned from here. Why is Jamaica accepting them back into their country? They didn't learn those behaviors in Jamaica, nor Trinidad, nor any of the countries. You see that's
They,
just my problem with it. The
they,
respecter, go ahead.
they're going by where they were born.
I know that. I
And
know that,
And
and that's where I have a
and
problem.
and they have to accept them, because if they don't accept them, then they have certain things that are placed upon them, certain penalties that are placed upon them. Even Jamaica, their pet right now, they're wrestling with America and China. They don't really want to lose the aid that they're getting from America, because it helps the country a lot. So therefore, if they have to decide on letting this suffer and let this go through, you see what I'm saying? That's what they're gonna do,
Then,
especially the Jamaican government,
but
because
then,
they're all about building. They claim the country. They're not worrying about who belongs or who don't belong. They just want to know that America agrees with them, and America is not going to put tariff on them and put penalty on them. That's
so
all they're
so
concerned
then they're
about.
not so then they're not caring about the citizens of their
But
country.
they don't,
And
lady. Look at
okay,
look.
so that's the bottom line. They're not
That's
caring
the bottom
about the citizens
line.
of their country. Yeah,
Look, lady, listen to this.
yeah.
There are roads that are torn up. Okay, you can't even, some of them you can't even pass through them. Okay, there are community that have no water supplies. Okay, now this country is supposed to be building, because from what I've been listening for the past couple of months, this man, that's his agenda. His agenda is to make Jamaica like the big world countries. Okay, that's
Okay,
his
we're gonna wrap
goal.
it in a
And
minute. Go ahead.
yeah, real quick.
and
Oh,
it's
sorry.
still,
Go ahead.
go on,
No,
sugar.
I
Go
was
on.
just gonna say, oh, I just lost my thought. I was gonna say, I think looking at it even by that way, you know what? Somebody else finished their thought. Sorry, my background's gonna get loud in a second.
Oh,
lady,
Yeah, go ahead, the respect, and then we're gonna wrap it and move
there's
on.
there's an echo coming from you.
There's
yeah,
echo coming from me.
Yeah,
yes,
every time I'm hearing it.
yeah,
But it's kind of hard to say all that Queen is saying
yeah,
right now because the deportees for their crimes have nothing to do with the situation as far as what the government's supposed to be prepared to do for the country and those who live in the country and doing the right things. And not because 4,000 Jamaicans are being deported, don't mean everyone is a criminal and did actually commit a crime. I want y'all to think about the many presidents before this president in all these countries in the world. Why this country is the only country who's doing all these things all at once? Who's so clever to go through this country, 50 states, and nowhere 4,000 Jamaicans who committed molestation crimes and have them organized to ship out to Jamaica? Remember last year we talked about prisons being built in Jamaica. They all got their plans and everything based on money. The more they can ship out and get that new jail prison going in Jamaica and other parts of the world, that is their main plan. They're only picking on dark skinned people. You're not hearing they're saying anything about the whites in this country, going back to Poland or Switzerland or wherever they came from, Ukraine. They're not doing that. Everything is about islanders, Africans. So it's all a con game they're playing. They have no heart. Any man, black or white, that molests a little child, babies, teenagers, should not have 2 and 3 meals a day, according to me. I feel about that. But they allow that to go on in this country. Basically all the Catholic churches that was exposed for doing those things, and those people remain where they are in their positions, continue doing what they're doing. Anything to do with us, even when we didn't do it, we are part of it. And they con us with these stories that they're doing right now. It's for the best of this country. Go and mess up Jamaica. I guarantee you that more than 60% of those 4,000 did nothing wrong. But it's just the price so many good people are paying because of who's in office. Leaving here, going there is no difference. If they stay here, it wouldn't make no difference. Compared to going to Jamaica, because both governments are frig up. They're messed up. There's no God in them. And it's very, very sad. I can feel the energy of every one of you saying, according as far as the kids are concerned, being molested and raping, murdered, and all those things. In my mind, only person who have the heart to chop up a child or chop up a person is an expert. And government know where they need to look. Those people who are called butchers, their lives are not normal lives. Take a big machete and into a cow or pig, the animals that they kill on a daily basis, those are the type of people I will pay attention to. It's a messed up world, lady. It's a messed up world.
Yeah, but people need to speak up. And like ladies telling you, even with this election here, um, we need to go out and make our voice be heard. And I'm one of them that's going to investigate this and see where I go to do this voting thing. But like she said, you have to be on top of things. You have to be informed. And us people of color, sometimes we're lacking in those areas. We don't get involved. They have all these community meetings, and we don't um, get involved in it. And when you look at these meetings, you see all these white folks, and you count how many blacks is in there, like pepper seed. You see a few little black head top. You see inside of there. But it's true, we don't support these issues that are in our government. We don't bring it up. We don't support it. We don't go out. We don't fight for these things. When we get these survey on our phones, we ignore them. I always see them on my phone, and I do answer most of them. But they've been sending you lately. They've been sending you little messages on the phone, and they'll tell you, well, Do you agree with this vote? Yes or no? Things of that nature. You got to get involved in it. People see it and they ignore it, but it's important because those are opinion. They're called opinion, the public's opinion. So when you put those things and do those things, then the government will look at it and say, oh, X amount of people, this amount of people in this area, they're concerned about this. You know what I mean? You have to speak up and you have to be accounted. So, not accountable, but be accounted. That means you have to be counted. Okay, if you're not counted, then you'll get left out, and that's what's going on in the black communities and brown communities. And that's my take on it. But reform is important, and these
Yeah, and
people going to
definitely
Jamaica.
we
Go on,
definitely
lady.
thank you, Queen, for that.
Yeah.
Encouraging everyone to go out and vote, no matter what country you're in, to go out and vote.
Yes.
On the
Yes, ma'am.
comment of the farming and the food poisoning that we touched on, we got a comment. All restaurants have their own poisoning farms, including KFC. That's what I said too. Definitely. I don't eat KFC here, so that's and even in Jamaica, I know persons. I said, are they real chicken? And they said yes. So I don't know, but still, yeah, they for them to breed up and have so much chicken, something is going on, though. All right. And also,
Yeah.
yeah, as we touch 47 with the parting in situation, Smile sends out number 47 will be pardoning Eric Schofman, who killed George Floyd. But not only
Floyd.
that, he also pardoned Larry Hoover,
Mhm.
the Chicago gang leader, right? He pardoned what's those two
The Mendez brothers. Did
oh,
he pardon them?
no,
No, they won. They just
the
won. Yeah, they won that
the
case.
that man and that lady for tax evasion, and they got like 20 years or something like that. What's their name again? Oh my god. I had it here.
Chrisley's.
The Presleys, they
Chris,
were
Chris.
Chrisleys, right?
Mhm.
They were pardon. I mean, like, what is he doing? Is it just gangsters and tax evasioners and
Money.
murderers? Is that he is pardoning?
Money.
I mean, we really have to think about what is
Money.
going on.
Listen, hey, lady, you know what they gave him? What the Arab gave him? They gave him a jet. I mean, a jet, a
Yeah.
plane.
Don says
Hey,
Don says our gripes are not respected at these meetings.
all
Yeah,
right. Mhm.
it's
True.
unfortunately, Don, it really isn't. And that's why I guess we really need to go out and vote and know whom we're voting for. Well, I guess like the respecter even says, you don't know who you voting for. When they get in there, they shake up stuff because all the promises that were made by 47, he's sure showing out. He's showing out.
But he's showing all the promises that they're coming true. All the promises that he made, he's fulfilling them.
Yeah.
That's the thing different with him. You see what I'm saying? He told you point blank what he was gonna do, and he's enforcing those things that he put out there. The others now they lied to you and do the opposite. But he's doing the same thing he told you he was gonna do. Really?
Jai, I saw that you unmuted. Were you going to say something? No need the juice. I'm not hearing from you. Don says he pardons the former Republican governor of Connecticut. He was convicted twice for accepting bribes. I mean, like, let's see if he gives all of these people a position in his in his circle,
I
in his
mean,
cabinet. You know what I mean? Because I don't know why. What is his angle on um doing that? We want to encourage each and every one, like the video, I'm learning about these things, that it gives us motion in the algorithm, if I'm saying that correctly. But yeah, I mean, like, what is he pardoning all of these basically criminals, murderers, it's
The,
things that
the,
make
the, the,
you
the, the man say he gonna let America be great again. It's gonna be like it used to be.
go
Look, there might be the two gun swing coming up to where they pow pow gun
gangsterism,
free. Hey, hey,
gangsterism.
the wide west.
Yeah, it's all a gangster business. The respecter, you were saying something over there.
I was, but then the mic was off, so I didn't realize.
All right, absolutely.
Now, he's doing what he got to do. A lot, a lot of people not going to see it this way, but there's a strong possibility everyone who's being gathered together in his camp could be a mind thing he's working. And maybe sooner or later we'll find out why. There's a lot of criminals who are working for him and he's supporting him. And it could be a reverse of psychology. Uh, I don't know the right phrase to put it, but when he's out of office and he's no more, all those people who benefited from him, they got a price to pay. Because they don't be a president and a governor general who's going to remember those people and they're going to go for them. So they're living good now, but the days are coming. Trump is not going to be in office forever.
You don't think so?
No.
No, he came out and said he didn't want to do another term.
But remember, he have his crony that he can appoint. He can appoint certain ones and push the agenda.
They're
So
not
that they can pass
Oh
them.
yeah, that's the plan. That's what he
Yeah, you
said.
can do that. You know.
He's not going to do another term because he's going to always be in office.
Okay.
So
Mm.
is not is not being done term wise. He's just yeah, he's just
He's gonna be there
off.
pushing whoever, because the Democrat Party, they're gonna try and win the Republican Party from now on, they're gonna try and win every year, and they're gonna push like they did a while ago. They push the agenda. That's what they're gonna do. Push those agendas that they have, bringing back America to its greatness and all of that, because that's the rhetoric that they have. Bringing, and people fall for it, bringing America back to its greatness, but at the same time they all infringing on the money and the power and all of that it entertains, and that's what they do.
Can we agree not to, can we agree not to touch 47 ever again?
Can we agree not to?
Yeah, not to. Because certain person love this topic.
You are you referring to me? Are you referring to me? Well, listen, I've been an activist, not now. I'm activist on equal rights and the rights of the citizens,
This is the last.
people.
This is the last one for him for today, and let me mute these back because I'm getting the Noni juice. You want to say something?
I'm still on the Jamaica deportation thing. I get mad when they mess with Jamaica. Uh, so, but I agree with the respecter when he was saying they do not deport other nationalities back to their country when they mess up over here. I agree. And leave Jamaica alone, I said.
Jamaica in the
It's a
forefront
vendetta.
because listen, Jamaica have a lot to offer now,
Yeah.
especially in terms of tourism, and not just tourism, but it's a strategic point for a lot of these countries. It's in terms of waterway and airway and every way. Hey, so it's a big thing. It's the best. Have the best vacations spots.
Oh
They have
yeah.
the
Yeah.
best everything. So everybody wants it. So it's well known. And the government that we have now, their goal is to be like America, England, Canada. That's the goal.
He wasn't talking
And
Okay.
about
here's my
you,
thing.
Queen. Go
And
ahead.
here's my thing. This is why I I'm very passionate about what happens in Jamaica, even though I wasn't born there. Is because
Mm,
number one, the rich culture and
mm,
the fact that you love each other, IRA and all that stuff is that rich culture should stay. And other
mm.
nationalities shouldn't you know mess that up. For what y'all have. So I don't know. Maybe I should be an activist for Jamaica.
Why not?
Why not, right?
Why not? Look, and that's what it
I
is.
told you,
It's
Lady
the
D. Lady D, I told you to adopt me, didn't I?
girl, it's the land of wood and water and
Right.
honey and everything. Look, when I go out there, it's like I get rejuvenated. When I
Oh
come
my
back here,
goodness.
I have so much energy. It's like, my God,
But this
I
And
want
I'm
it to
this
be
there
my
for a
last
second
couple of
one.
home. I
This
want it to
last,
be my second home. So I don't know how I'm gonna get this money together, but I'm gonna buy something. I'm
me
gonna buy
too.
some
that's
Me
Jamaican
it.
too.
land.
Yeah.
We just gotta pool on it. We just gotta pool on it.
Yeah.
This the last one
And,
here, the big beautiful bill. Um,
mm,
for Trump, um, for the Trumpster. Then it's page 544-70302. I couldn't get it up on the screen, so I'm learning the screen thing. So I'm almost there and perfecting it. So we're gonna touch it via the cell. This one was sent in by Jai. So check this out. Hold up. Let me make sure the volume's
Bill
up.
has a get out of jail free card for criminals. Yeah, it's on. Bill has a get out of jail free card for criminals. Yeah, it's on page 544, and it is section 70302, and it says no court of the United States may interfere a contempt citation for failure to comply with an injunction or temporary restraining order if no security was given when the injunction or order was issued pursuant to Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 65C, whether issued prior to, on, or subsequent to the date of enactment of this section. I'll translate. So if a judge says through an injunction or a restraining order, don't do that, but doesn't require a bond, which are typically waived in like DV cases or civil cases or environmental cases or public interest. And if they don't require a bond, and that person violates the injunction or the restraining order, that person gets off scot-free. No jail time, not even a slap on the wrist. Let me give you a real life example. A woman escapes a DV situation and she goes and she does a restraining order. They're not going to ask for a bond. They very rarely do. Don't ask for that, especially not when you are a victim. So they're not going to ask for a bond. They'll give you the restraining order. Now, if the perpetrator violates that under this new bill, there's nothing. Won't get in trouble. This also applies to federal. This is interesting. So, which means this would apply to Trump and his whole administration. So, like if a judge tells Trump, you can't tamper with evidence, or you can't incite violence, or you can't spread classified information or share classified documents, or you can't interfere with an election, and issues an injunction, and Trump violates that, there's nothing they can do if there wasn't a bond. And there wouldn't be a bond paid because you know who would pay the bond? The public. That's a public interest case. He can literally, legally ignore that. This is one of the most dangerous things I have seen in a bill in a very long time. This is very insidious. This is how you get to the legal system from the inside. This is how you make already powerful people untouchable, and how the rest of us, people with not the kind of money to put up bonds that are thousands of dollars, mind you, or women or the elderly, that's how they remain unprotected and vulnerable. This snuck in so quietly, so insidiously, Call your senators. Use the 5 calls app. Call them relentlessly. Be obnoxious. Be insufferable. This cannot get passed.
But it has already been passed.
Hmm.
The law was already passed.
Yeah.
It passed the, I think it passed the Senate. It is to go through the House. That is the, that big beautiful bill that
Hmm.
that's being pushed. Um,
Yeah.
these are some of the consequences that is going to come from it, and it also opened the door. Um, if you look more into it, it opens the door for 47 to remain the president, like Putin.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that answers your question, Donna, where you said a president can only serve 2 terms.
Mhm.
This is, it's alleged that in this bill, and if you read it yourself, it opens the door for that to happen. And then once again, Queen, as you said, fulfilling all the promises, such
Yeah.
as you
Yeah.
will never need to vote again.
Yes. You
These
remember that's what he
are
was
the
saying the
things,
whole time?
these
Mm.
are the things
Their
that,
Yeah.
problem is, and this is why Congress is fighting so hard and screaming the Constitution, the Constitution, the Constitution, because that's the only thing that will be able to block him. Now, granted, he is looking for roundabout ways and they're getting very creative with it. But
Yeah.
that's the thing that if you ever listen to any of the Congress members or the chairholders and what they continue to push and argue, because they are, whether we feel like they're not doing anything or not, they're just filing suits for everything and arguing them down, which that's really all they can do.
Can do.
But
Yeah.
they're pushing the Constitution because he's trying to get around it. It's
Yeah.
either he's trying to get rid of it, and if he can't, he's trying to get around it. And that's why these bills are so insane. And we have to be very careful.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there was a part where it said that, which she didn't put in there, that it's retroactive. That means
Yeah.
that it applies to legal cases that has happened during the life of the United States. So it
But
is a
you know.
bill that I encourage
Mhm.
listeners to really go and pay attention to and
Mhm.
get the gist of it. You know, yeah, go
Last
and
week
like the young
we
lady said, call your Congress,
Congress. Yeah.
call that, what's that, the something 5 number. I
Mhm.
would get that again and give it to you all, um and make your voice be heard. This is not
Yeah.
Jamaica, this is America. So
Mhm.
hopefully, if they're not too afraid of Trump, of 47, then hopefully they could shut down this bill in the House and not make it go, this big beautiful bill.
And
um
senior's been saying a lot lately, and they're being recognized a lot lately. So if you have an older family member, push them to call their representative and what have you, because this is one of the major things that are going to be coming up on that bill for 226, which is also Medicaid, Medicare, and the cuts that are going to be effective, not just for your care, but also your medicine, your medications, and what have you. Okay, there's some of them that you won't even be able to afford. Right now, to get one of them shots, it's $1,000. Can you imagine later on how much it's gonna be? So speak up, like Lady been saying for years now. Always
so
vote. Always
it's
speak
it's
up.
it's also crazy that this act is retroactive, because what it opens up to is to, like he's like what's happening now, a lot of the criminal acts, you know they'll be acquitted. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Yeah,
Mm,
the a lot of things that happened in the past, it's if that law becomes retroactive, a lot of things that happened in the past is going to be is prosecutable.
mhm,
That's the
mhm.
word. Yeah, so we need to get
Mm.
on that, and that's just FYI to the masses and crew. So, all right, let's get out. Anyone else wanted to make a comment on anything? If not, then let's get to some, I guess, some fun stuff.
I'm good. No comment.
No comment on it. The
No.
respecter,
No comment.
Mm-mm.
Queen.
Yeah. No, not on the past. You
On the
know.
on what we were
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
But if you
No.
want to move
No.
to, yeah, if you want to
All
move
right,
to the other
so
We
stuff,
let's
can
you're
move
good.
on. We can
let's
move on. In terms of the Jamaica and the 4,000, they're saying that the murder rate is down 40% in Jamaica. So that's why that ban was reduced. That travel advisory was downgraded because
okay.
of the crime rate. But that's all I have to add to it. Nothing else. Thank you.
All right. Well, let's get down to something a little different. Two
Hmm.
things a little different. There's a gentleman that's on the net, and I was just scrolling and I saw it, and I just thought that it's something. And we got three things because the respecter has the topic on women with men.
Right.
So we can touch the woman with men because the one I'm coming up with is about R&B, slow music, love, and then Queen wants to bring in having sexual intercourse. So those are out of our norm.
Woohoo!
So we're
Woo!
going to touch them. All right. So
Okay.
go ahead. You start first, the respecter.
Queen
Start
go.
us off. Start us off.
Go on, Respecter.
Come on, Queen
Yeah.
go.
No, no, no disrespect. We want to know, what are you saying about, you're saying women shouldn't give men money? It's okay for women to give men money. What are you saying?
When is it
Mhm.
okay to give man money?
Okay, I got you. I would say if you're with that man and you're building with him, it's okay. Because that money is yours and his, and you're building something together. That's the only time I think.
But then you got to understand that nowadays you have these older women that wants these young men, and they feel that the only way to get these young men is by giving them money and supporting them.
Yep.
I was trying to save you for last.
Yeah, because I
Yep.
see that, I see that. Yeah,
Okay,
you
real
You're
know,
muted,
quickly.
lady.
Real
Oh.
quick before we dive in it. Kanye's Caribbean Thursdays taking place each and every Thursday night, 8 p.m. to 12 midnight. Free admissions at Elevations, which is at 1180 Sigmund Road. All righty. And Business Card Monday is taking place at The Bomb, 2912 Evans Mill Road in Lithonia from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. So you have your business card going over to The Bomb and let them know that you heard it over here on Reasoning Thursdays. All right. So blessings on that. All righty. Dive back in. And I just want to say big shouts to all of our sponsors and big shouts to YouTube's Radio, DJ VJ Smile, Ross Google. Big shouts go out to Victorious Radio, um, Dr. J, and the Massive over there. All right, let's get down to the nitty gritty. We got half an hour. Come on.
Jai Jai.
Okay, for me, all right, let me mute you since I'm echoing. For me, um, I agree with Noni. As far as when do you know, and I don't know about like give money. When I need you to kind of more elaborate on what you say, like give money. Am I just picking up money and just handing it to you just to hand to you? Why aren't you working that you have your own money? Also, the money that I have and you have, we should be investing it together to do things to uplift the two of our lives. So for me, it's like, what do you mean? Am I just giving you money to go party, to go have a drink, to spend on somebody else? I mean, like, I kind of need a little bit more elaboration on when you're talking about just giving money.
Well,
For example, go
Noni
on. Go ahead.
Yeah,
hit it
I'm
on it.
listening.
Noni hit it. She got it right. And the other reasons are females. And like Queen said earlier too, most the older women, they want to be the man, think they can keep the man, and they give the man money. And I would say women like Jai age, younger woman, I don't really know her age, but the younger woman is not going to just do that. They're more stronger where it's concerned as far as giving a man money compared to the man giving her money. But the older woman, uh, according to what they're saying, love to use money to hold the man. And there are cases where majority, according to the percentage, is wives who are out there with other men and they're taking from home, giving to Joe Grind.
Okay.
And
You see what I found, Spectre? Go ahead. Go ahead. Finish up your statement.
it is
And then I'll tell
it
you what I
is
found out.
it is never a good time or right time to give money to a man who is active, except he's your man. Like Noni said. If you're just boyfriend, girlfriend, he's working, you're working, it should be no reason for him to come to you for money. That would tell you right away so that relationship is not going to work. So if it's just someone who's always, once in a while, something could happen and you say, okay, I need, you can use the discretion and say, okay. But if you're going to keep doing that on the rate, every time he comes to you for money, 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 and you keep giving him, you're going to run yourself broke.
I was
Isn't it?
watching this
You're a sugar
dating
mama.
program.
You're a sugar mama at that point.
Yeah. Well,
Absolutely.
I was watching this dating program, not just Sugar Mama, but those are some of those things are the requirement of young women now. I've been watching this dating program called Pop the Balloon, and like I tell you, these girls they are on target.
She
They ask
love
you,
pop the
they'll say,
balloon.
"Oh, what are your criteria? What do you expect from a man?" All of these things, and the men are doing the same thing, and they'll tell you part of it is money. What you can give, what they call that, they have a name they call it. When you can give them that kind of favor. Yes, some of them say hugging, and some of them might say affection, and some of them might say, but majority of them, that's what they're talking about. Monetary. That's the word. Monetary. That's what most of them want. You have to be
Mm.
able to can give them monetary things. And the men are doing the same things. They said, buy me some a pair of boots, buy me this, buy me that,
Go
and that
ahead.
shows that you love me or you care about me.
Okay, Jai, you wanna comment? I see you on mute.
I was gonna say for the younger crew, I guess you can sit me in that corner. Um, yes, a lot of I guess a lot of us are that's kind of mandatory, but the reality is who really wants to just take care of somebody who's not trying to apply themselves in any way, right? It's a difference when you're building. Like that's why I agree with No Need to Juice is because it's a difference when you're building. Okay, we can work this out together. But
Yeah,
some in my generation do really take up and pick up a man who's not doing nothing with himself or got a criminal record and can't get too far.
yeah.
Um, in the name of love, and then sometimes that turns them to, well, nope, I'll take anything as long as it got a dollar attached to it. Because I guess you get a little traumatized. Um, So not everybody, at least in the younger generation, we have those few who are kind of like the cougars. You know, it's not just the sugar mom. They're called cougars.
Two girls. That's
You know,
it.
or the
Right.
milfs, the milfs. You know,
Right.
um, we definitely have them, but you also have that's kind of like looking on a man aspect. That's the shit they call the younger ones the sugar babies
Mm.
for the sugar
Yeah. But
dads.
what I can't and then if you notice too that women, even, you know, I'm seeing it mostly in the younger generation, they are picking up dusties. You know, it's what my son calls them, dusty
There you
guys.
go.
That means that
What's the
so
dusty?
why are younger so
The what I
just like
just
we were
explained, just don't not doing
right.
anything for yourself. There we
Oh,
go.
okay.
Right.
That'll be the nice way.
Right. So so my son is saying it because he's a hard worker. He's in heating and air conditioning. He works hard, and he was saying, "Ma," he said, "I'm just seeing this generation that the women, they're choosing dusties. They're not
Yep.
choosing blue collar men who are out here really
Nope.
working hard, bringing in money. Cause like my son, he's single. He has a home. He drives a Benz, but he's still single because a lot of these women, they are preferring Dusties. I don't get it
Yep.
because it's not in my day, but John, maybe you can shed some light on it
Well,
on
I
why
can't
these
shed
younger
too much
women are
light.
choosing Dusties.
I
Not
don't
too,
really
I mean, I know you're not too young, but you
no, I'm
might
saying
know young
I
people.
don't
You
really
might,
like dusties. So I can't really,
oh, you don't
you know.
like them.
Now
Okay.
sometimes I'm not gonna lie, they
But
get creative
why
these
would you
days
think they're choosing them though? Yeah, why are they
Is
choosing
because
it
it's a
is
Dusties
it
and
self-esteem
not
because of
thing.
the
hardworking blue
bad
collar men?
guy? Is it because of the bad guy mentality
I
that they
mean
feel they're
that plays a
roughing it?
role in
They're
it
bad
too.
guy.
That plays a role in it too, because sometimes you got to think it's a different era. You got the scammers. It's not just the drug dealers and whoever anymore. They're creative, so when they're up, you know. But I think it's really a self-esteem thing and love, maybe attachment issues. You find yourself wanting to be with somebody so bad that you'll accept anything, you know.
Difference with Dusties and Tyrones.
I don't know where you came in with Tyrone's. You better call Tyrone. I don't know you
Right.
came with this
He said
Tyrone.
Dusties and Tyrone.
I don't know you came with this Tyrone.
I
I,
can't
you
tell you. Now, don't get me wrong. I've seen some Dusties and they're beautiful men. And I'm like, but that's all you have to offer is to be looked
Right.
at.
Mm.
That's it. That's what I see. But I will tell y'all this as far as black men and blue collar men, hardworking men who got a whole lot going for themselves. I will tell you there are other nationalities to include Caucasian white women who will take these nerds or
It's
these
true.
hardworking men, and they will take them up quick. I work with a lady right now who
Mm.
swooped up this guy, IT nerd. They got like 5 and 6 properties. They just had their first child, married him real quick. But our
Mhm.
women, we passed them by. It's like nothing. I'm like, oh God, what are we doing?
because we're so into looks and name brand clothes
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
And
thing
sometimes
and
it's
all
not that.
these things.
Sometimes it's a self-esteem thing. Sometimes you think, sometimes some women think that those men are too good for them.
And some women are waiting on Jesus.
Amen.
No.
Yeah, I agree with you with that part, Jai, as to sometimes you some women may see certain men and just feel like, okay, they're not gonna look at me. They're not gonna
Yeah.
be interested in me. They're in
Yeah.
these suits and they look rich and I'm not on their level. Instead of envisioning themselves and portraying themselves to be on their level. Whatever level that is, as long as there's a high level, you gotta, put yourself as a catch for anyone and not just these dusties as we call them.
And
As
that's another thing. The Dusties
Yeah,
there, the Dusties are bold versus the blue collar. I don't really see them being, at least of the times where I'm out. They're kind of just real cool, calm, and collect. Versus the Dusty is very bold. He will talk to you in public or
up
give
in
you
your
that particular compliment or say all the right things.
mm,
Versus some blue collar or even
they're
just
con artists. They're con artists. That's
yeah,
all.
they're really good at being con artists, and
Yeah.
so
They're
that
con
draws a
artists,
lot
and
of
they've
women
done it
in.
enough. They know they've done it enough to know how to con these women. And I will tell you something. This is amazing. Now, Jai, you mentioned this about the self esteem, and these could be beautiful young women, but you don't
Yeah.
realize how low their self esteem is because they will take on a dusty before they'll take on a really good man.
Yeah,
So that has to do with, I think, trauma and different other things, okay? But at the
Mhm.
same time, you know, our blue collar, hardworking nerds and people, they're getting left out.
And I refer to the show a lot because I watch them, and most of these people that comes on this program I'm talking about, they're young people, and I like to listen to the questions that they ask of these men, or these men ask of these women. And like I said, the thing is that what I'm seeing is that look, it's superficial. These women are superficial, and they're not looking at the whole picture. They're looking at appearance and how that person, how he dresses, and if he have designer this and designer that on. And again, at the same time, you have the ones who does not dwell on that, because I watch an episode where this guy came on. He had so much bling. You would say, "My God, I'm gonna be blind." But the women, to be honest with you, all the women on that panel, they did not pick him, and the reason why, they said he was too flashy. So I guess it's you
there's
don't know.
right. So
no
we're
You
gonna
there's
know what
there's
I
like
mean?
there's
after
like
Jai,
levels. I
after
think
Jai,
that's the
we're gonna move
difference too.
on.
There's like levels. So I
Mhm.
feel like, or I don't think I should say levels. I feel like I should say there's a somebody for everybody. And yes, and what I
The
mean by that
caliber of
is when
man.
you think of flashy, and this is hopefully I can say what I'm about to say. When you think of like rappers or athletes, they're automatically associated to a standard of a woman with, quote, a stripper, a dancer with a certain body. And but I feel like where it gets misconstrued sometimes is like everybody wants to be in that section,
Mm,
and that's where it gets superficial. And I feel like that's even where women start getting their body done, or they're taking care of a certain man because he gives off a certain aesthetic, a dusty,
yeah,
it looks
Yep.
good, but when you
yeah.
finally really look at it, it's a little rusty.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And I feel like that's where everybody wants that whole aesthetic that it gives when, again, you got money or you're in a certain status group. And
Hmm.
so, and then it gets, and then like you said, people get left behind because everybody's so focused on this,
Hmm.
but then the people who aren't focused on it, it's weird because we rarely bump shoulders.
Right. I
Because I'm
agree.
kind of
I
like your
agree.
son. I stay in my corner, but I have myself together. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Hmm.
Yeah.
But I don't I'm more likely to bump a shoulder with a dusty versus somebody who I might can meet on. We're probably meeting on a better level.
Queen?
You
So
go.
it is
Queen?
the
Sometimes it's where you
caliber
go.
of
Yeah. Sometimes it's also
yeah, and that's what
where you go.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
talking to my son
Yeah.
about. Yeah, I'm talking,
Yeah.
Yeah.
telling him to go to certain other places where he can meet these type of women.
Yeah.
Because
Hmm.
Jai
Looking
is,
for
as Jai said,
this
she's
type of man.
together. She's a beautiful young lady. She's well together. Have her own
Okay.
home. Drive it like you
Hmm.
know. But
Can I talk to Queen a minute?
go ahead.
Queenie?
Yes, son. What's up, sweetie?
She popped the balloon.
What's up,
He
hon?
He popped the balloon. Did you not see he
he
popped the
popped a
balloon for you?
balloon.
He popped the balloon. You popped it,
Yeah.
that means you would not be with me. You know what that means when you pop the balloon, right? That means I have nothing that you're attracted to. You know that's what it means, right?
All right,
You
all
gonna
right.
pop the balloon on me with the respect? Oh
If
my
Right?
goodness,
you know,
I'm done with
Spectre
you.
do not want to be with you. So what's we have two more of the topics to go. We only got 15 minutes. So
Okay.
Hmm.
what about this one with the R&B music? This guy says this.
Make it make sense, y'all. Where is the R&B music that made us fall in love and stick together? That was taken away from us on purpose. They just want us to have sex and make babies and twerk and make it make sense, y'all. Make it make sense. The people that run these labels, they didn't want us to be in love. And that's why our communities are the way they are. Nobody is in love. Nobody. See, they took
What do
away
you
from
think about that? What he's saying?
Hmm.
That there's no love music anymore, so no one's in love. There's no getting together. It's just all about twerking and getting a fast hit and moving on. What's your thoughts on that?
I don't agree because I gotta. Don't get me wrong. I love some good old school R&B, but the new school girlies and gents, they are still giving everything. You just, granted, mainstream is gonna give the ratchets and the
Yeah,
dusties, but they're still here and they're still thriving.
Yeah, but when you go out, do you hear anyone playing slow music, love
I know a
music?
couple of places that have R&B nights.
Okay.
yeah.
But why every night is not an R&B night? Because when you go to club, you play a little bit of this, a little bit of that for all the crowd. When even back in the days, you got the ratchet stuff, then you have,
I hear it
the
though.
nice
The
slow
the few the
stuff.
times that I go out, I hear it. They'll play quite a few R&B songs.
But you see
Bring it
what
back.
is
But do you see anyone
few young
dancing?
people gravitate to those slow music now. In those days we gravitated to the slow music.
But
That
no,
was
they
the big
do.
band.
They do gravitate to slow music. You have the Summer Walkers. You have so many amazing artists
Yeah,
out
but do
there.
they dance at the clubs? Because
Yes.
even right now, even in a lot of even Jamaican clubs or reggae, you don't really too see much people like
Yeah.
slow dancing like one time with each
Hmm.
other.
With
It's
a partner we talking
with a
about
partner.
Jai.
Yeah, not you by
Jai,
yourself just
yeah.
walking. Men used to
Oh,
come
with a
over
partner.
and ask
Yeah,
you
I've
to
seen
dance.
that too in the parties. Now, don't get me wrong. I do feel like the
It's
scene
not
has changed.
much. It's not much at all.
Yeah, the scene has changed, but I feel like it's changed for all of it. Like you said, I remember once upon a time. Well, I mean, I'm not old, but younger. Your prime years where you're running crazy. Like the dancers used to be out forming, doing the dances, latest dances. Everybody, but nowadays, everybody wants a section and a hookah.
Yeah.
That's true, Ja. That's
Yeah.
true. You see that a whole lot.
Yeah. So there's no romance up in there. There's no
No.
you don't get an
Yeah.
opportunity to dance and to
But
feel
it's barely
good.
twerking too, if we're gonna be honest.
You know what, lady? That's why I love your program on Saturdays, honey, and them oldies and Sunday. Oh God, I enjoy your programs
Thank you.
because I
Thank
get to
you.
hear that kind of music.
Lady D, you got to get you a club now so you can DJ again. You're not. Come on
Yeah.
now. You're
I
in
you
your
know what?
prime. You're in your
You
prime
know,
right now.
you know what? I for a long time I haven't, and you know what? I have a gig to do on June the 14th.
Yes.
I actually
Oh,
accepted a gig. Do you believe that? And it's just a rare gig that I'm
Okay.
doing. Yeah, it's just
Get
yeah.
the word out. Let me know where it's
No,
gonna be.
they
Yes,
really
ma'am.
kind of sort of a private party, but I'll see if
Okay.
they can. If they're doing tickets to people that they basically know,
Okay.
and
Understood.
but I'll most definitely inquire if I could get you there. How about that?
That sounds good. I wish you would do more of that, in a villa,
Yeah.
because I know you're one that will play that.
Oh
You'll
yeah.
make
Yes,
sure
you
that
do.
happens.
Oh yeah. Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Maybe good with
Donna
them
says
R&B, them slow jams.
Donna said music is psychology, so whatever they want people focused to be on will be what the labels pay the artist to put out there. That's
True.
I agree
exactly
because
true,
that's where
Donna.
this like that artist Sexy Red. It's like everybody wants to be like the ratchet, raunchy rappers now, and some of them, honestly, no offense, some things that I've heard they don't even make sense. It's like you're just saying something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not the same. I would give them that, but I don't think that it's gone either because I'm no I'm a R&B girly and I can name quite a few that will have you that gives you the same vibe that Jodeci did. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
So
but
Queen,
they need to
so
publicize
Queen,
it more on the radios.
so
Yeah.
Queen,
Yes,
what's
man.
this sex talk that you're coming up with?
All right, let me tell you all something. I was watching this program the other day and this just came up. And I thought it was a good thing to bring to the panel because it's not just focusing on adults, but it's also focusing on the young folks coming up and what we need to teach our children when they go out there so they don't get confused and get boggled down. There are different types. What they're saying is the experts are saying that sexual intercourse is very important to your structure, your body. Okay? Not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It's very important to your body. They're saying a lot of the pains and stuff we get, especially those back pains, sometimes most of it is stem from not just lifting everything, but it's also stem from lack of sexual activity. Especially when you start getting
Okay.
older in your prime, you tend to not wanna, indulge. So they're saying that's why a lot of older folks have back pain,
That's why I remember
or
a
you're
So
couple
they
not
said
doing
you
it
need a
as,
big O
or
once
you're
in a
not
while.
doing it as
of
frequent, or you're not doing it as
look
frequent
at the
as you
respecter.
should be doing it.
Look at
You
the
need to throw
You
your
need a
back
Yeah,
big
out. You need
O
to,
once
they
in
you
a
throw your
while.
back out.
look, they're saying you can tell your partner, you can tell the mood your partner is in. Listen up. They're saying you can tell the mood your partner is in also by the way how he sexually having sexual intercourse with you. When you start hearing, you know
What
that
they
he has pressure, he has problems, there is something going on with him. So
now he
Oh my
angry.
goodness. Guess
and
what I was finna say,
they're
Ja?
saying they're
He's
saying
upset.
when he start to caress you and kiss you all over and what have you,
yeah.
that is
Uh-huh.
a spiritual loving thing, and it's
Yeah.
more
He got a
ecstasy
bonus at work.
instead of pressure. So it's pressure.
Okay.
Listen, you need to watch that video. That video is,
I'm
but
gonna watch.
Okay.
they said you gotta tell your children these things as
Yeah.
they're growing,
Okay.
and let them know the
And,
difference.
some
And
people becomes like you said angry, but
mm-hmm,
some people become miserable
mm-hmm,
because
True.
they're not being able to really. It's a part of life. It's
yeah,
usually
that's
a
what
part
they're
of life
saying, and it
for
should
men
be
and
discussed.
women.
Yeah,
So it's not only should be discussed, you should be having it.
yeah,
So I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
like, and yes, you have to find the right person because with
Person,
all of
yeah.
these disease, sexual disease and stuff that is going around, it's
Mm-hmm.
crazy. Go ahead, the respect you raised your hand. What you want?
So just imagine what a man goes through when his woman say she's going through menopause.
Catch the flash
That's
to
true.
the respecter.
I'm pausing on men.
It is so wicked. Put a man on pause.
feel deprived, don't you?
Turn you into a hunter.
Oh, so that's why they go get a sugar baby.
Right.
Yeah, but and that's some of the things they talk about. They said that's how you find adultery and all of that stuff, because if you're not giving this man what he
Or
needs
this
to for him
woman,
to have
or
that
this woman,
release,
or the or a
Or the woman,
woman.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
then
So
he's gonna go out there and find it somewhere else,
uh, so Vibes
So
Cartel shouldn't be upset about Shorty.
Huh?
Okay, she had
Nah, lady,
uh,
go back to music for a minute.
what music?
Music, R&B,
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
change. So
Uh,
yeah,
mm,
why not singing the way Usher came up, and the Marvin Gaye's and the Teddy Pendergrass and the Gerald Levert and all them.
mm,
Man needs to do. Don't worry about who's singing those songs now. You can always go back to as far back as you want. Smokey Robinson, Al Green, sound just as good. So don't worry about who's not singing like those guys, like the legendary ones. Just focus on the music that you love. Don't blame, 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 blame. Point finger. There's too many music out there we can choose from.
and
Like
find
busy
someone to
signal,
dance with. Yeah,
night shift, busy signal, night shift.
yeah.
Exactly.
mhm.
Okay. If you think
But
you're
you see,
lonely
those
now,
things,
wait
but
until
but
the
but
night.
you're gonna do that in the privacy of your home. We're talking about when you going out, outside of your home.
Yeah, going out and just getting a connection. You know,
Yeah.
men and women getting a connection with one another.
You
You
gotta
know,
go to bucket.
different than just in the bed. And maybe that's even why a lot of relationships don't work, because there's no good intimacy on
Yeah.
on the dance floor where you're really the energies are really being exchanged. It's not something where, oh, you
Right.
meet someone, you take them out to dinner, you sit across from each other, you go in the house, you have a drink, then automatically you start kissing and blam is that. No,
Yeah. Yeah.
dancing is emotion, you moving, you're feeling.
It's all part of foreplay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it sets
Yeah.
the stage. I see what you're saying. It
Yeah.
yeah.
definitely does.
So when
Yeah.
you don't really even get
No,
to
no.
and feel the energy of a one, like really, really feel the energy of a one. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Why you say no, the respecter?
When you're in the club and you dance the man to weakness, he's on his knees, on his legs. And you dance him to weakness. And then y'all go home and expect him to
Yeah.
stay strong and
He
get
go
weak.
home.
And
He
that's
go home and then he's meditating on you and he's feeling your energy and he's wanting more of that
Mhm.
energy that
yeah,
you possess.
yeah, but
So
And that's why they always say it's best to go out with your man. So when you dance with him, y'all see, because you
imagine,
go to a party and you slow dance with a man. I've gone to a party where I've slow dance with a man and feel him rising and say, wait a minute, get out of here.
and you get home, you get home, when you get home, the man still gotta
Why'd you
stand,
say get out of here?
you gotta
Why'd you
stand,
say get out of
or
here?
lay down.
why you say get out of here, Queen?
Yeah, Queen. Wait a minute, you single woman? Aren't you
Listen, we have 2 minutes.
Right?
Hey, you said you single. Why you say get out of here? You see, like,
Yeah.
now you come
Explain,
on now. Yeah. Real
Queen.
quick, Queen. Why you say get out of here?
'Cause
Were you
Queen,
getting a
why
because
you say
rose?
get out of here?
Were you getting a rose?
I wasn't feeling it.
Well, you should be whining like that.
I was listen. It wasn't intended to be either one that getting all heated. I wasn't getting heated. He was. I don't dance all the time to get heated. I'm dancing to
What
have fun. but
No,
he
Well,
no,
getting
Queen,
heated.
your
Queen, you shouldn't have had
energy.
all them good that good energy coming out.
Exactly.
Go home and get tired.
Yes.
This a
Oh
good
my
one.
God.
That
Myra
rocket, that
said,
rocket,
Myra
that
said,
rocket went to
busted,
the
Queenie.
moon.
Myra said, busted. Busted, you busted,
But
Queenie. Yeah. Queenie here running. Queenie running from the rise. You can't be running from the rise. Okay?
That's
man,
right.
I'm telling you. It- yeah, I'm telling you, if it was the right one, then I
Yeah.
would have joined it. But then I would have joined in.
But you're
I
not
would have joined
going.
in.
You're not taking this person home. You just enjoying the flow. You just go with the flow. Yeah. Like the respect
Girl,
said.
that was it. That was in my younger days. Now I wouldn't
Yeah.
do that. He
Well,
has to be
now
right for. He has
He
to be right
he
now for me to dance with him.
so the
But
moral
in
of
those
the
days, you
story,
go to a party.
the moral of the story right now is that Queen brought
Hmm
up with sexual, and we might have to take this up back next week as
I'm
well.
serious
We might
because
have
it's
to take
very fun. There are
yeah.
different aspects to
it's
it. There are
yeah,
different aspects to
it's
it.
something that
Y'all watch
is
that
needed.
tape. Watch that video I send you all.
It's something
Okay.
that
We'll
is
watch it.
needed in your life,
Yeah.
and it can ail a lot of sicknesses and aches and
Sickness.
pains
Yeah.
because you be acrobatically going all over the place. So you won't be so stiff, and some of that energized oil or whatever they call it is
hmm
sweat is being released on top. Listen, let's get off of this air. It's
Yeah.
9:55. We get it off. Blessings to each and every one. We're gonna talk a little bit more in depth about it, Queen, next week. Donna
I'm
says,
serious. Yeah.
wait a minute. Donna says it's a war of happiness. You see how they wanted to separate Trump from Melania. Michelle said, "Oh, look at the pics. What pics? What pics? I don't know what pics. Oh, she said, "Oh, look at this topic. You missed it. Yeah, you missed this topic. We're going to talk about it next week. We're going to talk about it next week." Oh, Michelle said, "Grown folk
Grown folks'
business."
Folks'
That's right.
business.
business.
The baby's supposed to be in the bed. It's 10 o'clock. Go on to bed. Grown folks topic. We're gonna touch some more of the grown folks topic because yeah, it's something. Maybe next week we touch a little bit more of it. But we just thank each and everyone for joining us. You want to say big shouts go out to our sister and brother station, our brotherly stations, and all the stations that are picking us up. YouTube's radio blessing to you, Victorious 89.1. Blessings to you. Want to say big shouts to each and every one all over the world that has it locked. However, you're listening to us via it's the Facebook, the Instagrams, um the what do you call it here? TikTok. However you listening to us, the YouTubes or our website, the TuneIn app. However you listening to us, you want to say thank you. Share. We ask you to share and also like the video for us, please.
Mhm.
It raises us in the algorithm and all of that stuff. So please just like the video for us and spread the word. Tell a friend and a friend and a family member that we are here. The rest of y'all want to say later to the massive and folks. Myra said, "Peace, peace out, Myra."
Peace out, Myra.
Peace out, y'all.
Peace out. We enjoyed it. Thanks
Love
everybody
you
for coming.
guys. Arrivederci.
All right. And be sure to just listen to the Powerhouse Radio 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We have the best in music playing for you. Join me Saturday for the Lady D show from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. I'll definitely be on this weekend. 12 to 6 with the best in R&B, reggae, dance hall, some Afro beats. You got your joke of the day, you have your news, you have your entertainment, you have what you know about it. Did you know? All with the Lady D show each and every Saturdays, 12 to 4. And then you definitely have all about love, nothing but love, all the love music. We got your love music, your love colors, your love poems, you love everything. Check us out Sunday night. You don't want to miss it. The best in love music as well. All righty. So we love you. Y'all have a blessed and fantabulous night. Noni the Juice. Jai, you want to say Riverdale? I didn't hear you all.
Good night, everyone. Thank everybody for coming. Thank you for listening to on all the platforms. Hope you enjoyed these topics that we brought as much as we did. Have a good night.
All right. Blessings upon blessings, as we say. Arrivederci.
Peace out.
Arrivederci.
You'll be forever and always in my heart.